All right. Welcome back to the pod, guys. I must report back that, I had a really good day yesterday, with music. And, I've got some kind of allergies. I don't know what the heck is going on. Because I'm having the same weird symptoms that I had, a while back, a couple days ago. It keeps coming up every few days. I tried the cold medicine, like Alka-Seltzer. It didn't really help. It didn't work, so I don't really think it's a cold or flu. And nothing was happening for it to be, how viruses need to spread. And, usually if you're, coughing or your nose is running, that's kind of its version of, trying to spread. It never really was getting to that level. But I took this other nasal spray, and that worked. It's for allergies, and it worked. And so I guess I can conclude that I've now officially developed some kind of random allergy. I know that I've got a dust allergy, but it's usually if it touches my skin, then I'll kind of have to wash that part of my skin with soap. Otherwise it's just going to be all itching and irritable, but irritated. But yeah, I didn't take that nasal spray till probably after dinner, let's say 7 p.m. or so, or 6:30 p.m. or somewhere around there. So I was kind of feeling a little not so great up until then. And because it's a nasal spray, I didn't really do it too intensely up my nostrils, so I think that's why I got a little bit of a dosage of it. But whatever little bit I got did help. I'll take some later today. It says non-drowsy. But yeah, I was working on this kind of lo-fi sounding tune yesterday. And I'm drinking coffee right now, and it sounded good. I don't know if it sounded good. I'll have to get back to it today and see, because sometimes when I'm in something for the day, I'm like, okay, this sounds all right. But yeah, I'm gonna keep at it, of course. So yeah, I definitely had a good time with the music. It got me really relaxed. I was because I work on different sections in a loop, I loop it just so I can just keep hearing the same thing for a couple bars or whatever. But yeah, oh my goodness, I was pretty impressed by how chill that music kind of made me in comparison to how I normally feel. I was just kind of wow, that's probably why I was my anxiety wasn't so high when I was younger and growing up, making a lot of music and stuff like that, was because I was so immersed in it on such a regular basis. Because it's interesting, when I was younger, I didn't take anything. I've always had trouble with sleeping. I never took, well, not that I never tried cannabis products or anything like that, but it wasn't legal, and I never was purchasing it. And I'd maybe smoke a little bit on rare occasions. It wasn't often. It would be oh, we're going to Venice Beach, and somebody would give us some for free, and then we would just kind of like smoke that. But yeah, we didn't really do anything, we didn't really actually do anything like on a regular basis like that. So I didn't. I mean, I had some friends that kind of did, but I was never against it. It was just more like, oh, there's church, and so we have to like deal with that. Like for me, it's like I feel like if something is like a natural grown product of the earth, if the earth is producing it, I have a bit of a hard time with, being like, oh, don't do that, I mean, I know some things, like mushrooms, some of them are poisonous. You will die if you eat them or whatever. Or if you get bitten by a venomous snake, you might die or get really ill. It's like spiders, certain berries, like, yeah, certain leaves. There's a lot of plants and natural things out there that are poisonous. But there's a difference between something poisoning your body and something, reacting with the receptors in your brain in a way that's, that has some kind of beneficial property to it. I feel like those things can be teased out. And I know the way I was raised, was mostly to think about like everything is evil. Like even to the point of like caffeine was kind of looked at as like not such a good thing. And I mean, caffeine leads to, especially depending on the type of caffeine, it can lead to hypertension, anxiety, high stress levels and things. Like caffeine isn't always good for a person, but it can also help with depression. It can help people with their energy levels and their motivation and getting the ball rolling with that behavioral activation for what people need to do to actually put in the motions to get the depression, kind of like to get on the other side of the depression on a regular basis. I know it helps me with that. Like for me, caffeine's kind of a double-edged sword, because it's like it helps me to kind of like, even if I don't feel like it, I will literally be able to like get going and like get up. Like I know for a fact that there are days that I exercise that I would not have been exercising if I hadn't had any caffeine. Or there are days when I'm podcasting or writing or doing anything productive that I wouldn't be interested or enjoying doing if I didn't have caffeine in my system. It just kind of gets me a little perked up, a little, there's a bit of euphoria with it. And yeah, it's easier to just kind of go through the day like that. I should probably get some exercise today. I'm feeling pretty lazy, but I'm drinking my coffee right now, so we'll see. If I don't do it today, I'll go to the gym tomorrow. I could definitely use a gym day. Because I've got an appointment tomorrow at noon, so I can go to the gym after. Or before, actually. I don't know. I'll need to plan that out. But yeah, yesterday went really well. I just noticed I was feeling pretty chill. I did make yesterday kind of my Weed Wednesday, so today I'm not having any cannabis products, just because yesterday I started early. Yesterday I started probably around 1 a.m., because I was up, and I was like, once I made that decision that I wasn't really gonna leave the house, I kind of just popped an edible, and I was like, well, let's see where this goes. So I didn't get up till pretty late, and then I ate. Yeah, I did my breakfast, lunch, dinner, all that kind of stuff. But I wasn't working on music till later. Like, I worked on it earlier. I don't know how many hours I spent. Earlier in the day, it felt like I just couldn't really organize my mind to kind of sit with anything. So I sat with a few tutorials and kind of watched a bit, and I was like, I got some kind of ideas that came to me. I use Reason Studios. I think I mentioned that, but the issue with that is, it's not the easiest of software to know how to learn, So it takes a bit of patience. It's easier to just record something into my phone or whatever. But yeah, it takes a little bit of patience to be like, okay, like I'm gonna open this thing and yeah, I'm gonna open this thing and start working on something. Like, I kind of have to be like mentally in the mood to do it, because it's a lot of little, clicking around and multitasking with stuff. And so, yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way the day went yesterday, especially because it just felt nice. It felt nice to be creative. It wasn't as frustrating of a process as I thought it was going to be, because diving into that software, sometimes it's like, I just need to make this work and it's not working at all. Sometimes it just doesn't work at all, like the way that I need it to work. Like, nothing seems to be working or happening. And so, yeah, that to me makes it a little bit difficult sometimes. But yeah, like, I do like, tinkering with like technical things and learning new software and learning new technology. Like, I was up in it. Like, it was a fun time. Like, I really felt like I accomplished a lot, even though it's like, these songs aren't like, I'm not trying to make money off of them or do anything with it. It's just for fun. But yeah, I've really been enjoying it, honestly. And I'm glad to get back into it. I've got a movie to see tonight. I'm gonna go out and see Ninja Turtles with some homies. It's I'm glad to see them, and the movie's kind of a nostalgia type of thing. Like, I used to be into Ninja Turtles. We used to watch it in the morning before school as children, and I didn't even know the movie existed. I didn't know it was out. But a lot of times, anything that's like got something to do with like, animation or 3D modeling and things like that, I'm like totally into it. I really wanted to go to SeaGraph. It's this weekend. I'm gonna see. I don't know, because I think it's downtown and it's expensive, but I don't think I ever got any information about how much the tickets cost. But I thought it might be interesting to go. I don't know. It might take a lot of money, though. So I don't know. I might go, though, just because I want to go. I'll see. But I've got this other friend who's going to this Vegas, it's called DEF CON. I wanted to go to that too, but I'm like, I don't know, I can't really afford another trip to Vegas right now. I'm still trying to afford a trip to San Diego in September, so I'm not trying to go to Vegas right now. yeah, I'm probably just gonna work on some tracks this morning. I've got to record the pod eps, and that's kind of all I've really had going on. I mean, just a little bit of creative days. I might get in like an hour or two of work during lunch, the lunch shift today. I don't really know, because it's like, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I have my preferences for doing deliveries from like 9:30 in the morning to maybe like 1 p.m. And that's my preference. The weather's a little bit cooler. There's a lot less traffic. But then I have something to do later on today. Like, that movie isn't going to start till almost 8 p.m. And I'm usually in bed well before 10 p.m. And so I don't know if I'm even going to stay awake very easily. So I might not want to push too hard if I want to stay awake in the movie. But the theater is not that far. It's a local one, so at least I'll be like right down the street. But I'm just not used to being up late. Oh goodness. And I don't want to be tired on Thursday, so I'll see. Like, I don't think I'm gonna do deliveries afterwards, because that feels late to me. But yeah, that's mostly all I really have to record on here for now. I don't have too much to say. My sister is flying out to the trip to Africa today. If I was going to be able to go, I would have been leaving on the 31st, which I couldn't do. And then my dad can't make it because his passport needs to be renewed this month. So they turned him away once he got to the airport. They said he can't fly. So I don't think there's anything he can do about it. But that's unfortunate. And for me, I just knew it's bad timing, so I'm not even going to push it anymore. I thought about trying to push it before, and I'm like, no, let's not push it, don't push your luck. Sometimes when things just aren't working smoothly, it's like, let's just leave it alone, So that's what I did. I made the decision to kind of just table it for a while, come back to it when I can just easily travel. I don't need to be traveling right now anyways. I did so much traveling earlier this year. I need to take a break at least till the end of the year. But yeah, with that, that's mostly what I've got to say. Thanks for listening.